First, I'll tell you a little bit about myself, and then we'll get into my disagreement with Hot VW's magazine. Hi, my name is Bill Tate, and I have restored VWs for 40 years. I have been a professional mechanic and shop owner for 50 years. This is just a few of the bugs and buses that my son and I have owned over the last 40 years. We've owned about 30. Although I'm retired at 81, I'm still working, and this is my shop in Lenoir, North Carolina. This is my son Billy, age 12 at the time, with the first VW we had, a 1972 Super Beetle. This was in 1983. This is the check for that 1972 Super Beetle. My 1965 VW show winner I restored, and it was printed in Hot VW September 2015. And this is my social media photo taken on Lenoir Greenway. This is the first showing of the 1958 at Farmington. This will be the last car I restored. I restored my 1965 in 13 months, but I was a lot younger when I did that. My son's 1958 took 4 years. And another photo of us at Farmington. We have both cars detailed, and we're waiting for the judges to come around. Last times at Farmington, October 15th, 2023. This is my son's beautiful 1958. This is a European Beetle, and it has a 2180cc engine. I welded the sunroof top into this car. The ragtop sunroof was taken from a totaled VW Beetle. This has a stainless steel luggage rack, very nice. Billy and I both won first place in our classes, different classes. For a father and son to win first place, same event, very unusual. And I built both cars. I do it all, body, paint, interior, engine. So Hot VW sent me this information on how to shoot the photos, and we followed that to the letter. I am a professional photographer, and so is my daughter-in-law, Angie Tate, Billy's wife. Here are the photos that I sent to Shin, the editor at Hot VWs. On October 18th, 23, I wrote this: I have a story you might be interested in. After 45 years of restoring VWs as a father and son sideline hobby, and I also owned Tate's Auto Service for 25 years back in the 70s and 80s. I just finished the last car I'll ever restore. I am 80 years old now. Both cars I restored first place in their class at one of the biggest VW shows in the Southeast on Sunday, October 15, 2023. The red 58, my son's car, is a car I just finished in time for the show, so it's very unusual for a father and son to be awarded first place at the same time in different classes, with both cars restored by me at 80 years old. Bruce, who was the editor in 2015 when my article was printed about my 65, knows about my 1965 VW. This is from Shin, now the editor of Hot VWs in 2024. Hello, Bill. Thanks for your email and congratulations on being a double winner at the Farmington show. If you can submit great photos and information, we would love to feature your son's beautiful 1958 ragtop. Attached file is a submission guide and information sheet to fill out. I'd love to have one good photo of your 65 in the back and the 58 in front, and you and your son standing next to the car. Looking forward to see your submission. And this is what I consider to be a legal verbal contract. My reply: thanks, I will do that soon. I told Bruce that my 1965 Beetle would be the last, and I honestly thought it would be. I'll send you photos as soon as I can. I was exposed long-term to black mold in 1983, and I really thought this would be my last car that I would restore. And here is another reply to Shin. Shin, here's the PDF. I had to download the trial version to fill this out. The first photo shoot did not suit us, and we will do another in a couple of days and get those photos to you. Please let me know that you got this and that it is okay. Some of the text overlapped, and I could not find a way to correct that, but it is legible. Thanks, Bill Tate. My son Billy and I, and his wife Angie Tate, spent a full day detailing these cars and doing the photo shoot. And like the message says, we had to do it again another day to get better photos. One thing I want to mention is that this car is a proven show winner, proven by Farmington. And the photos are very professional. So there's no doubt in my mind that this car qualifies, just like my 1965 did, for an article in Hot VWs as verbally agreed to. Now this is just information about the car, that it is painted Daihatsu Mystic Red, that it is a 1958 European VW, and some personal information that has been redacted. This has the semaphore flip-out turn signals with a flasher bulb installed, and it is not the original paint color, PPG paint. 2 coats of Mystic Red and 2 coats of European Clear. This is the second PDF page. The interior kit was a TMI from J-Bugs. The paint, as I said, is PPG. Interior is a gray vinyl. Headliner is white perforated. Steering wheel is stock that I restored. Pedal assembly stock I restored. Dash is stock restored. Retro sound radio and an amplifier. And the radio plays MP3s from a USB. New seat belts from Wolfsburg West. Stereo system installed by me and my son. This car has a battery shutoff operated by a cable where the choke cable used to be, so it looks stock. A boat bilge blower cools the rear apron because the exhaust is so close that it tends to discolor the paint. The bilge blower continues to run until the engine is cool, even after the switch is off. PDF 3 shows Monroe shocks, 5 new Coker that are made by BF Goodrich, 165 R15s. All new brake system except the lines, and all new wheel cylinders and Bendix shoes. PDF 4 dual port case. The engine case is stock. It has been clearanced. It does have an 82 millimeter Ford steel crank by CB Performance and 92 SEMA pistons. The rods are CB Performance, balanced, but I balanced them to within 1 gram. Pistons are SEMA Moly, graphite coated. Camshaft is an Engel 125 301 duration, 460 lift. Cam gear is a straight cut CB Performance. The lifters are an Engel kit with springs and keepers. CB Performance rocker shaft and arms. CB Performance 044 Panchito match port CNC head. Stainless steel valves, 40 millimeter intake, 35.5 exhaust. Compression 10.4 to 1. Combustion chamber 54 cc's. Autolite plugs, Bosch blue coil, and a 009 distributor. CB oil sump with a 30mm full flow filter system, Hayden oil cooler, and a thermostat operated electric fan. Castrol 1030 oil, Weber intake manifolds, dual Weber 44 carburetors rejetted, EMPI 1 5/8 side flow system header, CB Performance lightened 12.75 pound flywheel 8 dowel, Kennedy 1700 pound pressure plate with a Satch disc, PDF 6, stock 12-volt starter for now, CB Performance heavy-duty clutch release fork and shaft. This car was purchased in Newport, Tennessee in 2018 for $5,200. The engine had a severe knock in it when Billy bought it. He knew it wouldn't last long, but he did drive it to a couple of events. PDF 7 just says that Billy gives me credit for building the cars, both cars, and all replaceable parts have been replaced: boots, brake cables, some brake lines. Most of this is repetitious, except I am an Air Force veteran assigned to a B-52 bombing Vietnam out of Guam during the Vietnam era war. Billy goes on to say he is employed by UPS and will retire in about 6 years. He's a driver. Billy goes on to say that he thanks God for all the memories, all the events that we attended, and the wonderful times we've had with the 30 VWs that we've owned. He goes on to say that I rarely drive my 1965, and he drives his 58 fairly often, once or twice a month. Also, another statement that I consider to be a verbal agreement is, I will send copies of the magazine as soon as it comes out. And this is about Billy's engine, already been said. This is information about my 1965 Beetle that I finished restoring in 2014. If you are ever finished with a VW. I modified my engine after 300 miles because I couldn't stand the low power of a 1200. I couldn't live with 6 volts either, so it's been changed over to 12 volts, but it's been changed in a way that when you look at the engine, the generator and regulator look stock. I installed a forged CB 1600 crank, which makes it almost a 1300 now. Raised the compression, put rocker arms from a 1600 on the intake valves, 009 distributor with a fake vacuum advance to make it look stock, an Engel 120 cam and kit, matched ports, stainless steel exhaust, and a later model VW carburetor has a better power circuit. Later doghouse fan, oil cooler, electric cooler fan, 6-volt starter motor which really spins it over with the 12-volt system. And the oil cooler fan has yet to come on. It's cooling great, much more power. Very happy. The remote spin-on oil filter is tucked back under the left fender where you can't see it, also painted to match the car. These emails are to and from Kathy Jacobs, who is in charge of Farmington Dragway and Show. I needed the trophy photos that her photographer took at the show of me and my son together, as you've seen in this video. And Kathy was gracious and did exactly what I asked of her. Thank you, Kathy. So now finally, to get into my disagreement with Hot VW. As you have seen in this video, Hot VWs did agree to publish the article about the 1958, my son's car, that I just restored. A couple of months went by after we submitted all the information, and Hot VWs did not contact me after several attempts. Finally, I sent Sandy Morris, who works at Hot VWs, I sent her the request that this article be published, as agreed to by verbal agreement. We told so many people, on Facebook too, that this article would be printed, so it's going to be very embarrassing to us if it isn't. Now, I love Hot VWs. I've read Hot VWs since 1983. Sometimes I subscribed or just bought the magazine. But I learned so much from Hot VWs about how to work on VWs, the body work, the mechanical, the suppliers. The Hot VWs is a great magazine, worldwide distribution. It is the best VW enthusiast magazine ever. I believe this was an honest mistake by Hot VWs. I believe they just dropped the ball on this because, like I said previously, this VW has been proven to be show quality, as proven by the Farmington win, and the photos are professional quality. So I hope that this article will be printed. So here's an update, June 1st, 2024. Hot VW so far has refused to print the article. So they refused to do the right thing. They agreed to print the article, and now they don't. So, you cannot trust Hot VWs to do what they say they're going to do. You may waste a lot of time doing a photo shoot and filling out all the information only to find out that they're not going to print your article at all. So it is what it is. If they change their mind to print the article, I'll remove this video.